Hello, my name is John, and first and foremost, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you guys. I'm filming this a couple days away from Christmas 2011, and it's been an unbelievable year. I'm definitely looking forward to a great 2012. And I started thinking the other day, and I love Christmas. It's one of my favorite holidays of the year. And one of the traditions I have during Christmas is my family and I go out to see movies on Christmas Day. And also as a tradition, we also watch Christmas movies at home, whether it's through DVD or we stream it, whatnot. It's just been a tradition going way back to the VHS days when I was younger and all that good stuff. And I started to think, what are my top 10 Christmas movies that I like to watch? I mean, there's a lot of good Christmas movies out there. So I encourage you guys to really think about it. If you guys like Christmas movies like I do, definitely leave your top 10 list down in the comments below. Do a video response. I'm really curious what you guys like. But we're going to start with number 10. All right, number 10 on my list is a Christmas movie that came out in 2002. It is a comedy. It's one of my favorite comedies, and it's starring Will Ferrell. It's called Elf. This is a really funny movie. If you guys haven't seen this, if you guys like Will Ferrell, he's from Saturday Night Live, and he's obviously a comedian. This is one of my favorite movies that he's been in, and it's just really funny. Basically, he's an adult, or he's born as a kid. He gets into Santa's sack somehow, and Santa takes him home to the North Pole. And he's raised through Santa with these elves, so obviously he gets big, and it's about him going home and getting to the real world. It's just really funny. I don't want to spoil the whole plot for you guys, so I encourage you guys to watch Elf. It came out in 2002. It's a very successful movie. It did very well, and I know there's a huge cult following. I'm sure many of you guys probably have it higher on your list, but that's number 10 on my list. On to number 9. Number 9 on my list is a movie that came out in 1988 starring Bill Murray. It's on TV almost every year. I see it on TV. And it's called Scrooged, and it's a modern day take of a classic Christmas story, and it's based on the Christmas Carol, right? But it's in modern day times, and Bill Murray is kind of the Scrooge character, and it's really good. It's really well done. If you guys like the Christmas Carol, I definitely recommend you guys check this one out. It's got a great story at the end and a great message to it. So that's number 9 on my list, Scrooged. Number 8 on my list is a movie that, honestly, I haven't seen in a long time, but I remember watching this movie a lot growing up, and I have a lot of fond memories of it. It's only a 30-minute short movie, so it's very short, and it's called The Snowman. It's animated, or at least the intro is not animated, but most of it's about 26 minutes long. I'd say about 90% of it's animated, and the odd thing about this movie is there's very few words in the movie. It's all about the music and the animation. The animation makes this The Snowman. It's like pencil art, and it's based on a children's book from the late 70s. It's a great story about the snowman, kid finding snowman, building, Frosty and whatnot. It's just really well done with the music behind it. Definitely gets me in the Christmas spirit watching this movie. It's called The Snowman. Go on YouTube. You can search for it, and it's actually you can watch on YouTube, which is probably true with most of these movies. So definitely recommend The Snowman. It's nice and short, but definitely sweet. On to number 7. Number 7 on my list is actually kind of a horror movie. Well, it's kind of family horror. It's called Gremlins. It came out in 1984. This is one of my all-time favorite movies of all time. It's definitely my top 10. It's taking place during Christmas time, and it's based on a kid who buys a Mogwai and brings him home, and he turns into a gremlin, a really ugly creature, and they go out and wreak havoc on the city. It's kind of comedy meets horror meets family, so it's kind of a nice mix of everything. I think it's rated PG. It's definitely not that scary, but I remember growing up with it, watching it, I was kind of freaked out the first time I watched it because I was like, pretty young when I watched it. But now I definitely have a lot of fond memories and definitely want to watch this during the Christmas season. So that's number 7 on my list, Gremlins. Number 6 on my list is a movie that came out in 1990 starring Macaulay Culkin. It's Home Alone. This is just a classic movie. I really like Home Alone 2 as well. I think they made maybe 4 of them altogether, but first 2, definitely recommend. And the first one's my favorite. Kid gets left home alone during Christmas time, and robbers are going to his house, and he has all these booby traps and stuff like that he sets up. So definitely one of the classic movies during the holiday season to watch. That's Home Alone. That's number 6. Number 5 on my list is a movie very interesting. It's a Disney movie. It came out in 1993, and it is a movie by Tim Burton. And it basically takes 2 of my favorite holidays. It takes Halloween and Christmas and brings them together, and that's Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's just one of those classic stop-motion movies. Even today, I watched it the other day, and honestly, I was blown away by the stop-motion and the animation that they used for it. The soundtrack's great. It's just a really great story, and definitely recommend Nightmare Before Christmas. It's number 5 on my list. And number 4 on my list, and we're getting to the very, very end here. And this is kind of difficult to listen to because, like I said, there's so many good Christmas movies out there, but I really sat down and thought about this hard. And number 4 on my list is A Christmas Carol. Now, there are a lot of film adaptations to the classic Dickens book, and it's just a timeless story with Scrooge and Tiny Tim. And there's been versions, the 1951 version, black and white version is good. You have the one, I think, from 1993, The Muppets Christmas Carol, which is classic. Love the Muppets, gotta love those guys. But my favorite version is probably the 1984 version starring George C. Scott. It's actually a made-for-TV movie. It was on CBS back in the day. And you can get this on DVD today, but definitely really well put and well produced version of A Christmas Carol. So that's number 4 on my list, timeless story. Number 3 on my list is another timeless story, Christmas story, and it came out in 1946. It's filmed in black and white, starring James Stewart, and it's A Wonderful Life is the title of the movie. And it is really a great story. It's got a great message behind it. And every time I watch this, so I watch this every year with my family, and it really has a good moral meaning to it, right? So definitely don't want to take things for granted. And it's just one of those happy ending, feel-good stories. So that is number 3, It's a Wonderful Life. Number 2 on my list is another classic Christmas movie, and it's called A Christmas Story. It came out in 1983, although it's filmed to take place in the 40s. And it's about this kid who grows up, he's young and he wants to get a Red Ryder BB gun. And it's all narrative, and it's just really well done. It's got a good feel to it, and it's really funny as well. So a good family flick. It's called A Christmas Story. Okay, number 1 on my list is a movie that I had watched since it came out, and every year I've seen it every year, and every year I think it's more funny, and it's starring Chevy Chase, and that is A Christmas Vacation. This is just a really classic. It's a National Lampoon's movie. It's part of the whole Vacation series, starting from Vacation. It came out in the 70s. We have European Vacation, Christmas Vacation. I like Vegas Vacation, but I think Christmas Vacation is probably my favorite, and it's hard to believe it came out in 1989. It's one of those timeless stories. Really, really funny. One of the funniest movies I've ever seen. So that is Christmas Vacation. So that wraps up my list of top 10 movies, Christmas movies. I hope you guys take time to put your list together as well. And again, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of you. Take care.